Dr. Indira Goswami, popularly known as Mamoni Roysam Goswami, has always been a person who has exceeded expectations. Her life has been a mission, a long and tedious road from Amronga Satra, her forefathers' home, to Delhi. Dr. Goswami's emotional brilliance, coupled with her life's experiences, have made her the wonderful human being she is today. She is an interesting and great storyteller, the recipient of the Jnanpith Award for the year 2000, one of the country's few internationally acclaimed Ramayani scholars, a poetess, a dedicated Delhi University professor, and now the chief facilitator in bringing the Government of India and the People's Consultative Group, an 11-member civil society group from Assam selected by the insurgent group Alpha, together for peace talks to bring an end to the 27-year-old unrest in the state. People from all walks of life, from all over the country, have been intrigued by her sincerity, honesty, and integrity. It is no wonder that on one hand, the band Alpha have expressed faith in her alone, while on the other, we find the doors of the PMO open for the first time.
The Prime Minister, the meeting first of all, as has been said, was in a very congenial and very friendly atmosphere. The Prime Minister commended and thanked Dr. Indira Goswami for the effort that she put in to help find the lasting solution. The Prime Minister said that the time has come to shed violence. Let us all work together to begin a glorious chapter for the people of Assam.
Her pen name, Mamoni, means mother's gem, given to her by her mother. It has been over 6 decades now, but her favorite place even today is Amronga, a small nondescript village in South Kamrup in Assam, with the meandering Jugolia River mesmerizing her. Her forefathers' Satra or monastery was situated here. They were Orthodox Brahmins, followers of the great Vaishnavite saint Sri Sri Shankar Dev. They were the religious heads or Satra Adhikars. Whenever she would visit the Satra, it would be her most joyous moments because she would experience complete freedom to be just herself. Mamoni has always loved to do her own thing. She would play with the low-caste children and even sit with them in the LP school at Amronga, whenever she and her elder brother would attend the classes. A social taboo those days, even if it meant a purification bath every time before re-entering the house.
Though being the daughter of an Adhikar, I was not allowed to play with the children of lower caste, but still I never used to obey any order, and always I used to play with them, and whenever, then afterward in the evening hours, I was given a good bath. Only then they allowed me to enter the house.
তেওঁ ইয়াত আহিছিলে, তেওঁৰ মানে কোনো ইমান উৎপত্তি আছিল যে গোটেই অঞ্চলটোতে তেওঁ গাঁওখনত ইঘৰ ঘূৰি ফুৰিছিল। আৰু তেওঁৰ মনত কোনো এই জাতিভেদ উচ্চ নিচৰ ভাৱটো সৰুৰ পৰাই নাছিল। তেওঁ লগৰীয়া ছোৱালী যাৰে ঘৰতে থাকে, সি হীৰা হওক, নদিয়াল হওক বা নিচৰি হওক, তেওঁ গৈছিল। আৰু তেওঁ ইয়াতেই তেওঁ খেয়ালখুচি মতে কাম কিছুমান কৰিছিল, লগৰীয়াৰ লগত গৈছিল, তেওঁ আখব গৈছিল, কেতিয়াবা স্কুললৈও গৈছিল, এইখন স্কুল ইয়াৰ LP স্কুললৈ। আৰু বিশেষকৈ তেওঁ বৰ হাতীপ্ৰিয় আছিল, তেওঁলোকৰ হাতীটোৰ লগত মাউণ্টৰ লগত গৈ তেওঁ জগলীয়া নদীত গা ধুবও গৈছিল।
She never hesitated to openly disapprove of the treatment meted out to her widowed aunt. She enjoyed playing with her pet elephant, Rajendra. Mamoni's world revolved around her father, Sri Umakanto Goswami, an educationist, a doting and simple mother, Ambika Devi, and a host of close relatives. She was her father's pet and literally spoilt by her aunt, Basanti Devi, who had no daughters of her own. She hero worshipped her father. His principles of simple living and high thinking inspired her greatly. But all was not well in little Mamoni's life. The first bouts of mental depression and obsession with death began to haunt this little 10-year-old. At that time, her father was the director of education posted in Shillong. She was studying in Pine Mount, an English medium school. The Bible influenced her immensely. She wanted to become a nun. Being a practical man, her father decided to shift to Guwahati. She was admitted to TC Girls High School, an Assamese medium school. It was during this time that Mamoni decided to be a writer.
Mamoni, from the very childhood, he was a different kind of girl. And what she did, she always, I have noticed, always she was, in some other world, thinking something. Interestingly, her first writing was not a story, it's not a poem, but it's a recipe.
Her father's untimely death in 1961 devastated a college-going Mamoni totally. She was a student of Cotton College, Guwahati at that time. The intense grief and sudden vacuum was unbearable, plunging her into depression. She attempted suicide. It was several days later that she regained her consciousness and was brought back home. Her deeply anguished mother was at her wit's end. She consulted astrologers and visited temples. An astrologer even suggested that she cut her daughter into bits and throw them in the Brahmaputra river because according to him, she had been born under ominous stars. To counteract her daughter's mental depression and ensure a worthy husband, Ambika Devi sacrificed a male goat at Bogola Temple in one of India's famous Shakti temples of Kamakhya. This gory ordeal left an already bruised Mamoni scarred for a very long time. Without a fatherly figure to guide and comfort her, Mamoni found solace only when she took a pen in her hands. It enabled her to understand herself much better. When she was not writing, her mind would again drift into the dark world of death and depression. It was in April in the year 1962. Mamoni met a tall and handsome Madhavan Roysam Iyengar, an engineer from Karnataka. He was working in Hindustan Construction Company Limited and had come to Assam to build the Sorai Ghat bridge. He was attracted to her straight away. He and his senior, Kaikos Borjos Satarawala, lived opposite her house in Guwahati. Years later, Kaikos influenced her life immensely. Mamoni had to face something worse than the travails of death. It was the hellfire of society. People whispered about her suicidal attempt. Her mother was getting desperate. She had other daughters to marry off. No good Brahmin boy was willing to marry her. Admirers were aplenty, but not one of them wanted to tie the knot. She could no longer see her mother's mental turmoil. So on an impulsive moment, Mamoni secretly married, but dramatically annulled the same with one of her admirers who wanted her as his wife. He was Kalyan Gogoi. In fact, this was the time Mamoni realized her true feelings for Madhavan. Ambika Devi, now totally helpless, reluctantly gave her consent to marry Madhavan, a man belonging to another state. In October 1965, amidst Hindu Vedic chants, they got married at Mamoni's favorite place, Amaronga.
এই বোকাতে গাড়ী ঠেলিয়াই লৈ আহিছে দৰাৰ গাড়ী। দৰাৰ গাড়ীত আহিছিলে 5জন মতা মানুহ আৰু মাইকী মানুহ দুগৰাকী আহি ইয়াতে আমাৰ ইয়াতে আৰু চববিলাক মামনিৰ বৌ 101 মাক দেউতাৰী চববিলাক আহিছিলে ইয়াতে আৰু বিয়াৰ সময়ত বৰষুণ নাই আৰু খুব সুন্দৰকৈ বিয়া হৈ গৈছে মোৰ তেতিয়া ল'ৰাবিলাক সৰু সিহঁতে সিমান নাজানে আৰু সিহঁতে ইয়াতে বহি বিয়া চাইছে আৰু বিয়াৰ পিছদিনাখন ৰাতিপুৱাই ভনীয়েক মামনিৰ ভনীয়েক যে সবিতা তাই মন্টু এইবিলাক সববিলাকে গাড়ীত কামাখ্যাত গ'ল
Marital bliss was God's gift for Mamoni. The earlier depressive thoughts that would persistently haunt her totally vanished. Love seemed to change all that. Madhu, as she fondly called him, loved her intensely. Those were her happiest days. In January 1967, Madhavan took his wife Mamoni to Bangalore for the first time to meet his parents and relatives. Little did she know that it would also be their last visit together. On their return, her life was shattered forever. On that fateful day, exactly 18 months after their marriage, Madhavan's physical presence left her forever. He died in an unfortunate jeep accident while travelling to his worksite.
Madhu's cremation was done in Udhampur cremation ground, and afterward I told people there that they should collect the ashes and I'll preserve it in a casket, and it is with me.
Once again, she was left all alone. Adverse circumstances drowned her in grief. Depression returned. Her obsession with death haunted her yet again. She would walk the Saraighat bridge built by her beloved Madhu, remembering him and her father only.
আৰু সেইকাৰণে হয়তো বাইদেউ মাধৱনৰ লগত থকাৰ পিছত বাইদেউৰ লিখাটোক ইমান ইনস্পিৰেশ্যন দিছিলে তেওঁ আৰু বাইদেউ আগতে খুব চেহেৰাক্ষীণ নাছিল কিন্তু যেতিয়া বাইদেউ মাধৱন ঢুকাই আহে সেয়ে বাইদেউৰ প্ৰথম আহা আচলতে কাৰণ বেছি দিন হোৱা নাছিলে ইমান দিন বাইদেউ অহা নাছিলে তো যেতিয়া ঢুকাল মোৰ দাদা গৈ পেলাই মুন্টু দাদা গৈ পেলাই বাইদেউক লৈ আহিলেগৈ তেতিয়া বাইদেউৰ চেহেৰা পাতি একেবাৰে এনেকুৱা ভাল হৈ গৈছিলে আৰু গোলাপ ফুলৰ দৰে ৰং হৈ গৈছিলে তাৰমানে তাতেই গম পাই যে বাইদেউ কিমান মানে হেপিলি মাধৱনৰ লগত আছিল আৰু সেই মাধৱন ঢুকাটো তেওঁৰ কাৰণে এটা কিমান ডাঙৰ শ্বক
To ease her pain, Mamoni accepted the job of a teacher at the Sainik School in Goalpara. While at Goalpara, Sri Upendra Sondro Lekharu, her father's close friend, wrote to her. He was pained and worried to know about her sorrows and mental state of mind. He was teaching in Vrindavan during that time. He suggested that she should do her research work on the Ramayana under his guidance. Not heeding her mother's advice to go to London, Mamoni availed a scholarship from Guwahati University and proceeded to Vrindavan all alone. Mamoni wanted to do her research on Tantrism. But one evening, while listening to a musical recitation in this very place, she was overwhelmed and moved by the recitations from the Ramayana on Sita, sung by Mulla Masihi and the Hindi version of Tulsidas's Ramcharitmanas. And thus, Dr. Indira Goswami was born, an authority on the Ramayana. She is the first to do a comparative study on the Ramayana scripted by the great Tulsidas and the Assamese version penned by Madhab Kondali. She realized that the creator of this powerful epic, Tulsidas, also passed through great hardships. His life too had been filled with sorrows. Tulsidas's father had deserted him because his son had been born under a configuration of unlucky stars. This similarity became a source of inspiration to her. Like him, it was her pen only that had given her solace every time, giving birth to innumerable novels and stories, intensely touching social problems of the day, relevant even today. Her widely acclaimed novel, Nilokanthi Braja, on the Radhe Shamis, was penned in this religious place.
इंदिरा जी को लिखने पढ़ने का बहुत शौक था वह काफ़ी इंटेलिजेंट थी बहुत सुंदर थी तो जब भी वो बाजार से निकलती थी लोग आग देखते रह जाते थे, इतनी खूबसूरत थी। हाँ।
Mamoni yearned to become a sannyasi. She wanted to accompany the sannyasis to the Himalayas. But her teacher and guide, Professor Lekharu, would hear none of this. He would observe her, concerned and worried, continuously encouraging her, motivating her as a true pillar of strength, even suggesting her to marry again. His sole purpose had been to get Mamoni to pursue and complete her doctorate in Vrindavan and emerge a strong-willed person in life. He successfully persuaded a very reluctant Mamoni to appear for the interview of a lecturer in Assamese language in the MIL department of Delhi University. He would always address her as Aparajita, the undefeated one.
My guru brought me here, and I sat for my interview in that house where it is our Vice Chancellor's office. He consoled me. And he said that, okay, I will take the Rudraksha garland, aru mala jopi thaki, means he will just count the beads for me when I sit for the interview, and he did so. I was surprised that though there were many good students, some of them who have already completed their PhD, they did not get the job, but I did get it. He has given me a mantra and a locket, and told me that nobody can conquer you, you will be Aparajita, your name will be Aparajita. I mean, one thing astonishes me, that after getting the Jnanpith Award, the very place where my guru sat and counted the beads of Rudraksha, same place our Vice Chancellor Nair sat, Professor Nair sat, and he honored me in front of the distinguished teachers. My Guru's divine presence I felt I still feel very often, and I have great regard for him throughout my life.
On the 2nd of November 1971, Dr. Indira Goswami joined the Department of MIL as a lecturer in Assamese. Her teacher stood by her side throughout as she signed the joining papers. Strangely, as if his mission was completed, Professor Lekharu left for his heavenly abode some years later. Kaikos Borjo Satarawala was Mamoni's God-sent companion and friend. She called him Bhai Sahab. He was an extremely sensitive person who remained a bachelor till his end. He was indeed a true friend, standing by her side since her husband's demise. From 1971 onwards, Dr. Indira Goswami's career as a teacher and writer scaled new heights. She is the recipient of the Sahitya Academy Award in 1982, the Assam Sahitya Sabha Award in 1988, the Kamal Kumari National Award in 1996, the Karnataka Sangh Award, the International Tulsi Award in 1999, and finally achieving the pinnacle. She was honored with the country's highest literary award, the Jnanpith Award in 2000. She, however, showed her reluctance to accept the Padma Shri. Agony and pain sustained her as a writer. She needed to write more than literature needed her, without which her life would have been ruined. Her writings are simple. She weaves her words around topics that are vast and varied, focusing on real, ordinary people. She is truly a symbol of national integration. Has written about the lives of laborers of UP, MP, Jammu, Widows of Vrindavan, the plight of Brahmin widows in Assam, the Sikh riots of 1984 are just to name a few.
I stayed with the laborers in Sanab when the Sanab bridge was constructed during the war between Pakistan and India. Then again I stayed in Ahiran, in the worksite of Ahiran Aqueduct, stayed with the laborers, and I minutely observed their day-to-day life. Again, when I went to Sai Aqueduct of Uttar Pradesh, and there also I have studied the condition of the workers, and I am very happy to say that this novel, which I have named Mamare Dhara Tarwal, Jung Lage Hue Tarwal or Rusted Sword, it was given the Sahitya Academy Award in 1982. Then I have already written novels on the widows of Vrindavan and the widows of South Kamrup, the Brahmin widows. Now, while writing about the widows of South Kamrup, not only widows, my novel, The Motitin Hauda of Lataska, Wekwa Hauda, the Talhatir Wekwa Hauda, it was listed as a classic in Academy, and it was listed in the masterpieces of Indian literature. I was in Vrindavan for 2.5 years almost, and these widows mostly came from the East Pakistan. They are Hindu widows, and they come to Vrindavan mostly because of their financial condition. Then 84 riot, which I was there in those terrible days after Indira Gandhi was assassinated. I used to see the lootings. The people I never saw, have seen such a terrible scene before. I learned the Hindu scripts, especially Ramayana. I did my PhD in Ramayana. I'm known as a Ramayana scholar. For last 24 years, I'm working on the Ramayana, various aspects, regional Ramayana, interpolations.
আৰু তাই লিখাটো মই আগতে কৈছোঁ যে তাই ইমান ডেডিকেটেড, তাই এডিকশ্যন হৈ গৈছে লিখাটো, তাই নিলিখাকৈ তাই একেবাৰে নোৱাৰে। আনকি তাই এতিয়া কবিতালৈ শিফ্ট কৰিছে। কবিতা তাই আগতে ইমান কবিতা নিলিখিছিলে।
Widely acclaimed films and teleserials have been made based on her novels and stories. Many of her books have been included in the university-level syllabi throughout the country. Her autobiography has been included in the Delhi University syllabi. She has received several honors from various organizations in India as well as abroad. Chaired and presided several international conferences on the Ramayana in China, Thailand, Malaysia, Belgium, Indonesia, and the USA. She is the first to read the keynote paper on the Ramayana and the Mahabharata in Malaysia. She is the recipient of the Ambassador for Peace Award 2005, given by the Interreligious and International Federation for World Peace. Amrita Preetham was one person who inspired and influenced her greatly. Dr. Indira Goswami's single-minded determination helped her mold her life, evenly balancing each crisis that wrecked her time and again. It has in turn been a source of inspiration to many more people to carry on. It has been her endeavor and dream to see peace and development in her state of Assam, as she sees in the other parts of the country. In the sands of time, Mamoni, not just her mother's gem alone, but rightfully India's gem, will always remain unscathed and immortal, to inspire the old and the young irrespective of caste, region, gender, and religion. She is unconquerable. She is truly Aparajita.